Hi friends, my name's Miss Emily and welcome to the first episode in our animal video series. And today I'm going to introduce you to 6 of my feathered friends that are coming out behind me. Say hi everybody. So this first one here, his name is Jerry, the one with the yellow beak, and he's almost got his green head. But these ducks are actually called domestic ducks, which means that they live in somebody's backyard or on a farm is what it means to be a domestic animal, and so people take care of them. And so these 6 ducks live in my backyard. They are a ton of fun, but I just want to share with you some of the differences between a wild duck and a domestic duck. So first off, the biggest difference between the two is that a domestic ducks, like these guys, are significantly bigger and heavier. And there are a couple reasons why that is, and we'll get into that. But a wild duck that you would find at like a park or beside a pond, or any of the ones that you see that are in the wild, they would weigh probably around 2 to 3 pounds. Whereas these guys, when they're fully grown, will be 10 to 11 pounds. So they're going to be more than double the size of a wild duck. So they're just really big. There's a couple reasons why that is. The first is their food. So a wild duck actually has to forage or find and search and look for all of the food that they eat. Of course, unless they have a friend that helps to feed them in the wild. And so those wild ducks, they're going to eat wild berries, and they're going to, oh, there goes Dot. Doc just flew over. That'll be helpful for one of my next points. So a wild duck is going to find, like I said, berries, lots of plants. They're going to be searching maybe for some small fish and worms and different types of bugs and everything, but most of their diet's going to be like weeds and plants. And so the difference is that the domestic ducks eat a lot more, and so they have a diet that's specially formulated for them, much like a cat or a dog food. So it just kind of looks like a crumbled, and so there's corn and oatmeal and different things all blended together to make that food, and it has a lot of protein and everything that they need to grow big and strong. And so that helps with the egg production that the ducks will lay, and it just helps them to stay healthy. So that's why they're so much bigger, is because they don't have to forage for food. We give it to them. Now the second difference between a wild duck and a domestic duck is going to be that a domestic duck doesn't fly, or they don't fly very well or very far. And the main reason for that is because they are so big and they're so heavy, their wings aren't able to carry them. And so you won't typically see a duck that's on a farm or in someone's backyard flying very often. And there's concern with that because then the ducks are very vulnerable to predators. So different animals will try to come in and eat them, and so you have to make sure that their enclosure, which we're in right now, has screen all the way up so that hawks can't get in, and different animals like raccoons and possum and different things like that don't come into your enclosure and try to eat either the duck's food or the ducks themselves. And so it's really important to make sure that they stay safe, since they aren't able to fly away like a wild duck would. They would either just swim or fly away from whatever predator was nearby. So some of you may be wondering why people have ducks, or why that you find ducks on farms. And there's 3 common reasons why that is. And the first one is for eggs. So ducks produce eggs, the females do, and so they lay eggs just like chickens do, and they are also used very similarly to what we use chicken eggs for, so for baking and cooking and all of those good things duck eggs can be used for. And the second is for their meat, and so the same as a chicken or a cow or some of those other animals that we commonly find as food sources, ducks can also be used for their meat. And the third one is what's called down, and so down is the fine small feathers that are underneath all their big feathers, and it acts as like an insulation, keeps them warm. And it's really soft. We use down in a lot of pillows and couches and mattress covers, and a lot of different materials that we use is actually made out of those little feathers. That's really comfy and warm and soft. And we'll actually, the next video, we will go into more details about all the different feathers that ducks have and what their purpose is, and we'll get into some more detail about what down is used for and what ducks need it for to survive. Well, I hope you enjoyed this first video and learned a lot about ducks, and we will continue learning about ducks and other animals, so we'll see you later.